We have Charlotte this weekend.
We do.
And I don't think we're going to have everyone we want to have.
I do not think so. So those of you who have been calling to see Tevin and may have gotten louder after that one 10-yard out ball that he threw that turned into an 85-yard touchdown, you might get to see a whole lot of Tevin on Saturday. I mean, there's not been one word one way or the other.
No.
And I know there's a picture floating around at the Too Deep for this week that's got Seth listed as or with Tevin, which is a new development. That's never been there. The ors with Sutton, Brandon Thomas, and Blake have been there all year. That's nothing new. So I don't know if we'll see Blake or not. I know he got taken out as well. But this feels like 2 years ago, UCF game. Mm-hmm. You have a big game with a ranked SMU squad the following week. I think they feel like, and honestly, you should. Charlotte is not good. I feel like we go through this every single week now, but you should be fine with Tevin playing and be able to get out with that and give Seth an extra week to get prepped, get healed, ready to go for SMU. I don't think we see Seth on Saturday.
Yeah, I definitely don't think we'll see Seth.
Even if he feels fine, I don't think it's something
why play?
To risk.
I mean,
at this point,
with all due respect to Charlotte, like why play Seth? You know that Tevin's good. Tevin's in all the same meetings. You can run the same plays. It's not like Seth has this rocket for an arm and that Tevin has a noodle arm. It's perhaps not the other way around. Seth has deep ball, but if you've seen Tevin throw it, like
I mean, the only concern
howitzer
that I would have, and we've seen it a couple times, spring games, spring practices, is taking care of the rock. I mean,
the person.
Well, I don't think he will be there. I don't think he has allegiance to either Memphis or Charlotte, but the football.
I meant the Rock Taylor. He would.
Well, take care of him.
Yeah, take care of him.
I thought you meant the Rock. Yeah,
that one.
Can you smell? Here, go. Can you smell him?
I don't want to do it.
Turnovers, though.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go into Charlotte, turn the ball over 4 times, throw 3 picks and a fumble, and come out with a dub. I mean, you could. It's going to be tough. I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to smell it this many times in one night. That's going to sound really, really good on the audio.
I know. I'm sorry, Kenneth. I'm a glutton for punishment, it seems. No. I mean, Charlotte is UAB to me. So similar.
With a much, much worse offense, though.
Well, I think that we did not get a fair shake of UAB. They didn't have their quarterback. We saw 16 other quarterbacks.
It didn't matter. Every quarterback they had looked like a Heisman candidate.
Well, that doesn't change.
For a half.
That's not going to technically change with Charlotte. They have a guy, I think he's beat up, Jalen Jones. He's kind of dog water at throwing the ball, but he is a very electric runner. And I think he's beat up, so I'm not sure how that'll work in. But their passing quarterback, Ivy, not really that great of a passer. I mean, if you look at the stats, I mean, there's nothing impressive about it. We're talking about, equal touchdown to interception ratio, or sometimes even, more interceptions than touchdown. But they definitely pound the rock. They run the ball. They focus on the run, control the clock.
A guy doesn't even have 1,000 yards passing.
Which one, Ivy or Jones?
Ivy. Well, neither one of them.
Yeah, neither one of them. But it's splitting guys, so I'm not.
I mean, they've got 6 tutties thrown and 8 interceptions combined.
Yeah, they're low completion guys too. I think that's something to focus on. Like, I'm not too worried.
Jalen Jones will run that rock though.
Yes, he's a very good runner, But I think he's beat up. I'm not sure he'll be back yet. But now that I say that, they'll probably bring him back because I said not to.
Memphis defense isn't mobile quarterbacks. What can you do?
That's most
defenses.
defenses.
It's our kryptonite, no matter who the coaching staff is.
That's most defenses, man.
They're scoring 16.8 points a game. That's not real good, Timothy.
No.
They struggle offensively.
Yeah, I think the question here, honestly, is how does your offense look with Tevin at the helm, assuming it's Tevin?
And potentially no Blake. I mean, we don't know what's there, but I think BT's fine.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine.
Split up of Sutton and BT, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine there. I'm not too worried about that. I just want to see them be able to build off this last week's performance. Huge big plays from the receivers.
I mean, that's going to be a lot to
consistent
live up
running
to for
game.
Tevin with 2 for whatever, 92
Yeah.
yards and a tutty.
Well, you got to think if you're Charlotte, and I imagine I'm not saying anything groundbreaking here. You've got a quarterback starting for the first time. You're just going to blitz him. You're going to send everything you got at him. And if it's ever a situation where Tevin's got Rock or Demir or Skates or Dove, whomever it may, Kobe, whoever it is in this one-on-one situation, it's not going to be the fact that, you know, he's running for his life and doesn't have the arm strength or something like that to get him there. He has all the physical talents to get the ball. It's can he read those defenses and find that open guy, right? And when you're running for your life, you kind of tend to get tunnel vision. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's like truly the maturation of a young quarterback.
They got a decent little defense over there.
Yeah, they're talented. A lot of those guys are big transfers.
They're fourth. Well, yeah, tied for fourth in points allowed at 24.8 with East Carolina in the conference, and then third, right behind SMU and Tulane. They only give up 350 yards of offense in a game.
Okay.
The line opened at 12.5, I want to say. I think as of this afternoon, and I don't know if this is an indication one way or the other, but I think it was down to 9, which would lead one to believe that
I think that
9.5. Those in Vegas are not thinking Seth will be available.
Or
Which is what we've both said.
You see the trend of Memphis not covering.
Well, I figured it just opened up at 9.5 then.
It's fair. It's fair.
Winning by 10 on the road in Charlotte.
Anything else?
Is that doable? What's FPI got it at?
No clue, Bob. You looking it up?
They're actually winners of 2 of their last 3, both on the road. 80.5% chance for the Tigs to pull out the dub. And, line sitting at 9.5 with an over-under of 51.5.
Yeah, I think Tulsa smashed them on the ground.
And
this last week,
Charlotte smashed them in the W column because they pulled out the dub.
I was more so saying that, like, in the sense that I'm curious if that's going to be the Tigers' ground, like if that's going to be where they're going with this, right?
Watkins for Tulsa had 24 carries, 146 yards in a tud. Yeah. They did not throw the ball at all. You were correct in that. 6 completions for 74 yards from Tulsa QB.
I mean,
Ivy had a good little game throwing the ball for Charlotte. 20-36 for 277 and a tud.
Is that the highest game of his career?
I would assume so. That is basically a third of his entire season.
Yeah, exactly.
Passing yards.
He doesn't seem. I mean, here I am. Famous final words
4th.
Of. It doesn't seem that good. You know, probably gonna smoke us now because I said that. But
yeah, 2 weeks ago against FAU, he had 68 passing yards. He had a big night, 3 of 9 for 22 yards against Florida.
I listened to a podcast.
They played Florida?
Yes, that's actually where I was going with this. I listened to a podcast about
lost 22-7.
The Charlotte's coaching staff. It was basically who was having it. It was like a post-game presser or something like that. And they were saying that Jeff Canton-Arku and Chandler Martin are going to be the best linebackers that they'll face all year outside of Florida. And I think that's pretty good praise. I mean, they took on Maryland early in the year.
He's the best linebacker they're ever going to face.
Chandler Martin?
Yeah, I mean, ever.
Oh, I mean.
He's only a sophomore, TJ.
It's bold praise. Hey, they did something.
He's so damn good.
They did something that we haven't been able to do, and that's beat ECU.